All right, today I'd like to talk about a new visual mapping approach to result sets that is combined with AJAX controls by Ebsco to make a really interesting visual search component. It's a very cutting edge interface, probably the most cutting edge that I've seen. What makes this different is that they have created a completely visual experience to search. Now, they don't do away with their basic search and their advanced search, they're just giving you a new option. Some of the most notable features of this are that, first of all, it starts with a tutorial, which is kind of a cool and interesting approach. Second, it's got two key options for displaying data visually: blocks and columns, which I'll show in a second. It's got a really neat drag and drop feature for collecting article and article sets. And finally, it's got AJAX slider controls and other controls that help in terms of filtering by date and other things. So let's take a quick look. Okay. Once again, as per usual, you got a pretty basic, familiar-looking interface. You got multiple search fields that you could type terms in. You've got a basic search right here, an advanced search, but right here you'll see that you have visual search. Let's go ahead to visual search right now and take a look and see what we get. Now, while it's loading, you see that a little tutorial starts to pop up. I call this the silent tutorial, because it shows you how you can gain a graphical advantage by using this interface. And it's kind of neat because it starts showing you right away, and this is not me doing this, this is just automatically happening. It starts showing you how to use the search feature, which you can do at any time. So without waiting any longer, let's go ahead and put in some terms. Put in climate change and run my search. Now, because the database I'm looking at, it's by vendor Ebsco, it's called Academic Search Complete, and it's what's known as an aggregated database. They're typically used in undergraduate, sometimes graduate settings. It's a very large database that aggregates articles from many scholarly journals, I think over 7,000. So this is kind of like one good one-stop shopping for your typical undergraduate papers, but it's peer-reviewed. But again, I'm not really worried about the content or what this database is for, but more the interface and how it's going to work for us. But bear in mind, this is kind of a long search. Alright, so our results start coming back on the left-hand side. And what you see here is at the top, you've got some dynamic controls for grouping, sorting, filtering, and displaying. And you see the default setting is to display by columns. Let's take a look at that quickly and see how it works. So under climate change, we could go to climatology, global warming, any of these. We'll try global warming. That gets a little bit narrow down to, say, maybe a specific element, atmospheric temperature. And under each of these, you can see how many results match your specific set. You can also go to the set. If I click on one of these, the bibliographic metadata is going to show up on the right-hand side here. Another really kind of neat feature is I can grab this, drag it, and drop it right here into my collect article set. Now, there's a completely second search interface to this display style, and that's the block style. This is even neater in many ways. And what this allows me to do is it creates a result set. And I'm actually going to back out of this a little bit, do that again. It creates a result set that allows me to view tiny tiles. Now let me go to the blocks or tiles, run this search again, and you'll see what I'm talking about very quickly. So it creates an enormous number of tiles. In the lower right hand corner you've got this results map. Again, it's got AJAX controls, and AJAX stands for Asynchronous JavaScript and XML, and it's a new programming feature that you've seen in Google and many other places that allows web page designers and search interface designers to create interactive web applications. So it's really led to an increase in interactive animation. Again, I can grab these, drag them to where I want them. Another cool AJAX feature, the ability to narrow my result set. I simply click on it and drag it in to narrow it down. And you'll see that my search results automatically adjust on the fly. Very interesting stuff. And again, I've got to believe that this is going to have a significant impact on the future of database design.